All right, now, y'all, quit playing tiddlywinks and listen up. It's the Working Crass podcast with Joshua and Lauren.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw! Tiddlywinks time is over. This is Lauren.
Howdy ho!
And, and I'm Joshua.
I realized that was Mr. Hanky. Right?
Yeah, you definitely did it, Mr. Hanky.
Well, we were talking about
doo-doo a little bit before this.
That
Welcome to Working Crass podcast with Josh and Lauren, where we talk about the horse shit going on in the world. and there's so much horse shit going on in the world. What? Is Glenn in the video?
He is definitely looking at himself in the screen.
That's funny. Well, hey, if you watch the video, you get a little cat treat today.
I think he's discovering that he can see himself, so he might come in and out from time to time.
Well, I wish the camera is on him now as he licks his asshole.
I trained him well.
He's speedy zooming all over the apartment. He must have to shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of doo-doo.
What's the doo-doo going on in our world?
There's
so many things have happened.
I know. The list that I have for things for us to talk about is so long, we can't possibly... I'm not going to do a 4-hour podcast, no matter how much the fans want it. It's just too long.
Yeah, I mean, who has the time to, talk about every invisible person that Biden has shook hands with this week?
So many. There's 4 or 5 of those.
At least.
What else? There was another thing he did, right? On Easter?
Yeah.
He started rambling about the war, and then...
He started rambling about the war, and then realized that the Easter Bunny is the real commander-in-chief.
Well, Easter Bunny, that's funny, because the Easter Bunny definitely, you can tell from the videos, come on, old man, I can tell you're starting to wander into war territory. We got to get you out of here. You're about to embarrass... This is about to be on Fox News. Let's get you out of here. Yeah. Come on, old man. Let's cross the street.
Get you to the egg hunt now.
Hold my hand. Let's cross the street. Let's go.
Yeah. What else? Yeah.
He looked at the bunny rabbit and goes, "What is that? Puppet dog?" The giant puppet dog. Wow.
Come on now.
Come on, man. Come on, man. They got a big old puppet dog in here. Oh, man. Before we start, I guess we've already started, but I do want to just give a quick shout out to the best show on Netflix, and that is Old Enough. And now it's not what you think. So far, it sounds like a pedophile show. A show called Old Enough.
I don't know. Depending on how we describe it, it could still be.
There is one episode that's this might be a pedophile show. No, it's a Japanese game show where they take young children. I mean, they don't take the young. Where basically parents of 2 to 3 year olds send them on their first errand. Or their first chore out in Japan. What's great about it is you get to see a lot of Japan. But what I really like about it is this is technically what you should be doing with young kids. You should be sending them out to do errands on their own. Obviously, if you live in a city where that's not possible, if you're gonna kick the cat off the table, it's gonna fall and scratch you, Lauren. This is Cat City. This is Cat Podcast City.
I know. We started talking about Old Enough, and
these cats are ooh, someone talking about kids? Now, that is a weird title. Old Enough. There's an exclamation mark at the end, so it is kind of Old Enough.
Yeah.
Someone asked, how old are these kids? And their response, old enough. It really is mostly 2 to 3 year old kids. If you have a chance, go to Netflix, go check out Old Enough. But really, it's cool. It was. We watched several episodes because it was so good.
It is captivating. You get invested in watching these little teeny baby children,
Japanese toddlers,
walking
from home to the laundromat to go pick up
the dry cleaning.
The dry cleaning, yeah. And it's some of the kids do a great job. They'll remember everything they're supposed to pick up. They'll get it all, and they'll come right back home. And the parents are like astounded that they were able to do. This is always their first time having to do a chore or run an errand like that. Some of the kids cry before they ever leave the house, like I'm not leaving. Or some of the kids start crying as they're in the middle of the chore and realize that they don't know how to get back home. It's crazy. It's very interesting. But there's a lot of studies that show that that's really, really good for kids' development is, you have them get on the train on their own and go run an errand or whatever. That being said, there's plenty of places. Like, America looks down on this, I think. Like, there's a story about the woman in New York that sent her, 7-year-old daughter on the train. And she, was super hated by the internet. People went crazy on her. But, that's how you teach kids responsibility. And what's great about the show is you can watch the kids learn. You can see it in their eyes. They learn little lessons as they're going. Especially, man, there's one where this kid...
Oh, yeah. He has to take a bucket of fish to the fishmongers to get, properly prepared for their dinner. Mm-hmm. And then he's got to, from the fishmongers, make it to the grocery store to pick up apples and milk.
Mm-hmm. And then he's got to go, and his family lives on the top of a hill, so he kind of has to go up a hill.
Got to go down the hill, up the hill.
Up the hill. And as he's going down the hill, he drops the fish twice, all out of the bucket. He can't pick them up because they're slippery, so he's got to innovate. He's got to start using sticks.
And he's got to do it quick because there's a cat that wants to eat that fish.
Exactly. And then on his way back, he starts dropping he drops the apples twice down the hill. So he's got to, and it's what's great.
As soon as he gets to the top of the hill, he gets tired. He sets his bags down because he's like, I need to take a rest so I can make it the rest of the way. And as soon as he sets his bags down, the apples just go rolling down the hill, and he's like, oh my God.
Now, here's the thing. Is there no better representation of the real world and how real life works than getting to the top of the hill, and going, let me just take a little rest.
And your apples rolling all the way down to the bottom.
Your apples roll all the way to the bottom. That's just getting your car towed. That's the lesson that he's learning. And you can see it in his eyes. It's painful and it sucks, but he's learning a little lesson as a child. And that's the lesson of responsibility, and that life is going to kick you in the balls, and your apples are going to fall right down the hill. Life will kick you right in the apples.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
That's what that kid learned.
Go check out Old Enough.
I liked the one that had the boy who they tell him to go make he's got to run to the house. Mm-hmm. The family is like a farming family, so they're working in the farm.
They're out in the fields. And
they say, okay, you got to run a mile back to the house and make everybody juice.
To be fair, none of these kids go a mile. Some of it is a little less than some of it is 0.75 miles, but I was paying attention. None of them. A mile is far for a kid.
Yeah, put in child baby steps.
Oh, this is 5 miles for child baby steps.
Yeah. But he's got to go there and make the juice, mm-hmm. and then bring it back to everybody so that they can take their break.
Yep. And he gets home, and he just starts farting around.
This kid chasing the dog, drawing on the wall.
Yep. They have to have the mom call the house and be like, where are you? Are you going to be getting the chores done?
Well, she's like, you have it done, right? And he just goes, yeah.
He does, yeah.
Completely lies about it. Takes his good old time.
If I could, I would have us watch every episode of these on the podcast, but it is an audio format, and all the episodes are in Japanese, so you have to read the subtitles.
Yeah, so from here on out, we'll...
speak Japanese. We'll be speaking primarily Japanese for the rest of the time.
And our podcast will now just be retelling episodes of Old Enough. We're changing the format, guys.
Oh man.
Yeah, so go check that out on Netflix if you want Something fun to watch.
Something fun to watch. It's a good one. You'll fly through a bunch of episodes, promise.
Yeah.
They're short too. They're
Yeah.
like 6 to 7 minutes.
Yeah, they're short.
Well, cool. Let's get into the horse shit going on in the world.
All right, let's get to it.
Woman uses sugar daddy excuse to get out of jury duty in Nicholas Cruz trial. So before we play this clip here, let's pretend that I'm really stupid, and I am. Who is Nicholas Cruz again?
That's the Parkland shooter.
That's right. So Nicholas Cruz, who confessed to killing 17 people at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland on Valentine's Day in 2018, this woman, I guess, is on the jury for that trial. And in this video, you're going to see she is providing the judge with days that she just can't do. That we can't have the trial on this day because I can't make it. Right? Am I getting that right?
Well, I think she's trying to convince the judge that if she is selected for jury duty, because this jury duty is going to be a long time. Like, this trial is going to take a long time.
And why is that? I mean, it's just a kid shooting people at a high school. Look, he also confessed, so I think it's going to be a pretty easy jury decision, right? He confessed to the killings. He pleaded guilty.
Yeah, but I think the trial itself is still going to take a long time.
I see.
These things are not quick moving. They're like snail's pace kind of things.
That makes sense. And
I think it's going to be like months.
Yeah.
For this to take place.
Well, it says jury selection began on Monday, and during the initial questioning, one woman told the judge she had a scheduling conflict.
And I think she's trying to convince the judge that if she gets selected for this particular jury duty, it's going to put her in a financial bind.
Ah,
okay. Well, in that case, let's see how she tries to convince the judge of that.
Question?
Yes, please.
And hold on, let me find your name. Miss Bristol.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm reading. So it's a whole entire month. First of all, let me clarify myself.
Okay.
July 7th is my birthday, the 4th is my son, the 18th is my other son. So that ain't gonna work out for me. Then I'm gonna realize...
Okay, hold on. Wait. Don't talk too fast, please. We have to be able to understand. So you said that the July... There's dates in July that you're not available. What are those dates?
July 7th, July 4th, which is closed, and July 18th. But then again, I need to figure out something. I have my sugar daddy that I see every day.
I'm sorry?
My sugar daddy.
Okay, I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about.
Well, I'm married and I have my sugar daddy.
Okay.
And I see him every day.
All right, ma'am, we'll come back to you, okay? Thank you.
Wow. I don't think you understand. I have my sugar daddy.
I have my sugar daddy.
Oh my God. And so I guess the implication is that if she's not around the sugar daddy, she's not going to make money.
She ain't getting that. She ain't getting
get the
that
sugar.
money. If daddy doesn't get his sugar, she ain't getting that money.
I don't think I'm going to be around much to be on the jury because I need my money. I need the money, man. Damn. I need my sugar, man. And how much sugar will you be paying me for this jury? Well, that's nuts. I wish I could use this excuse at work.
That you can't come into work today because you got to spend time with your sugar daddy.
Mostly, I wish I could go to work and use a Jamaican accent all day. I don't want to be here, man. I got to go home, spend time with the sugar daddy. I'm not great at saying the word sugar daddy in a Jamaican accent. I could do other things. It's specifically, I don't think I want to be. If I could just say think, and that takes care of the rest of it. I don't think I want to be here, man.
Bacon.
Bacon. That is a little trick. If you ever want a quick Jamaican accent, just say beer can and pretend it's the word bacon. Bacon. Yeah. Nice and easy. Yeah. Nice and simple.
And if you want to get out of jury duty, just say You got a sugar daddy.
You have a sugar daddy.
Just say the magic words, sugar and daddy.
Imagine they're ready to wrap up this trial, and this kid has killed 17 people at this high school. It's a horrible tragedy, and he's about ready to get the sentence of a lifetime, and they can't give it to him because they're one jury member short, and they go, "Sorry, everyone, but we had a sugar daddy situation." Here's the thing: is we had a sugar daddy situation, and so we can't complete the trial. Here's the only thing, though: we had a sugar daddy situation. One of our jury members actually, and you don't understand, and you need to understand. She has a sugar daddy. So
look, you don't understand. July 7th is Arlene's youngest son's birthday. July 18th is her oldest son's birthday. July 4th is July 4th, and obviously we're closed then. But then the rest of the month she's out because her sugar daddy needs her.
I do like she did give individual days that she was not available, and then just used the sugar daddy and the rest of the days too.
And the rest of the days too.
It's gonna be difficult because I have a sugar daddy on all the rest of the days. It's not just those days, hun. It's gonna be all the days.
Do you think that her calendar just has long to-do bars through it that just say sugar daddy?
Yes.
Daddy time?
Well, that's Sugar Daddy Wednesday. Don't get it confused with Sugar Daddy Thursday, man. Wow. What's it like, do you think, to have a sugar daddy?
I mean,
so you just fuck a rich guy and then you make money? Is that how that works? Is that what a sugar daddy is?
I believe so. I believe a sugar.
You don't understand. I have dick to suck. I got money to make. I got a butthole to lick. Can't be a jury.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's conceptually a sugar baby is you provide companionship and physical, intimacy to a rich person, and they return you with gifts of all kinds.
And what's a sugar glider? That's when you get your dick sucked when you're flying from one tree to the other.
Yeah. Yep, you got it.
Man, I mean, that doesn't sound too bad. I don't know. I mean,
Well, I think it sounds bad purely if you care about having independence over yourself.
I don't.
Well, then,
would you?
If you don't care, then I guess it's the perfect arrangement for you.
Look, I still want to get married. I still love you, but can I just go suck dick for money for a little while? We'd have so much money. If anyone out there is willing to take me up, if you have a lot of money.
Are you a sugar daddy and you're looking for sugar babies?
Yeah.
You've got two right here.
You got a couple sugar babies right here. And hey, if you got extra money and you can afford
we will cancel our jury duties for you.
Oh, yeah. I've never done a jury duty. Have you?
I got selected to do a jury duty, and I spent the day waiting to see what court I was going to be assigned, and then eventually they just ended up letting everybody go.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a lot of people's experience with jury duty, too. Like, my dad has had that several times where he's like, yeah, I had jury duty, but they just sent me home.
Yeah.
Interesting. I've never had it, and then I'm always worried that I'm going to get it and I'm not going to get the thing, and then there's going to be a warrant out for my arrest, is what my mom says. My mom is like, anytime we change addresses or move somewhere else, she's like, you better change your address on your card. You could get a thing for a notice for jury duty, and then if you don't respond, they'll take you to jail.
They're going to put you on the wanted posters all around town, boy.
Wanted. He didn't show up for jury duty, and he don't even have a sugar daddy. Oh, man. That's funny. You think on her taxes, she has to, claim the sugar daddy? income from the sugar daddy?
Oh, I am sure she is not filing taxes on
Yeah.
this. And I'm pretty sure after this story, the IRS is coming to her door.
Oh my God.
Because you know that court was like, all right, call the IRS.
Oh man.
They're like, fine, you don't want to do jury duty? Well, you're going to be audited.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. What's my returns this year? I want to claim everything.
I got to claim my son who's got a birthday on July 7th, and I can't do jury duty then. And I got to make a claim for my son who has a birthday on July 18th, and I can't do jury duty then. And I'm going to make claims for all the other days because that's when I'm a sugar baby for my sugar daddy.
I want to make a claim for my son.
Did I start doing that?
At the very beginning. I want to make a claim for my son. Oh, boy.
Woo.
Well, that's funny. That's funny as hell. I don't know where the hell you found this. This is in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Yeah.
Channel 12 News. Do you just go through Florida news and this is how you sent this to me?
I Google searched sugar daddy news.
I always got to keep up on my sugar daddies. What's
gotta,
going on in the world of sugar daddies? I might attend the sugar daddy convention.
I try to keep up with Sugar Weekly. See what's happening.
Sugar Weekly. Oh man.
Yeah, I gotta stay on top. Stay
Yeah.
on top of the sugar daddy news. Yeah, I don't know how I came across this. I think I just saw, because sometimes I'll just see a crazy headline and
Yeah.
then I'll click it,
Yeah.
and it'll be from a random thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just happened that this was a Florida thing, but
if you ever, if you're listening to this podcast and you ever come across a crazy article, send it to us.
yeah,
Send it to us.
yeah.
We'll watch a video or listen to an article or anything. We're always looking for crazy things going on in the world. So
Yeah, sugar baby, sugar daddy, sugar gliders.
yeah. Or if you just want to send us hardcore porn,
We'll review it.
we'll review it. Now that's sugar. Cool. If you ever do want to send us anything on Instagram, we are Working Crass Pod, and that's where you can find us.
Yeah.
Cool.
What's the craziest excuse somebody has used at work to get out of doing something?
Ooh, good question. At my work?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a really good question. Although, to be honest, we don't get a lot of that stuff. Like, my work is kind of a bit of, no nonsense. At least my bosses are. If they had a really stupid reason.
When you were teaching,
When
you were teaching, what's the crazy excuse you got from a student?
Well, I don't know. I taught elementary school. And so it's I didn't really do, homework assignments or anything like that. So there wasn't really any excuses for anything other than I just don't want to do this today, or I want to do something else today. But at my elementary school, we spent so much time talking about sexuality and gender that we just didn't have any time to talk about music. To be honest, I taught music, and I really would have loved to start to teach the kids about music, but we were mandated by school law to we had to talk about sex and gender all day to all of the kids,
Yeah.
So, unfortunately.
I see.
Yeah, there just wasn't any time to teach them about anything else in between my stories about my husband.
So you got to teach them about your sugar daddy, but you didn't have time to hear about their sugar daddies.
That's 100%. That's correct. And I got to teach some little girls that they might grow up to be sugar daddies.
Sugar babies or sugar daddies? I guess a girl could be a sugar daddy when she grows up.
Right, because I taught them to be trans.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
I see.
Taught them about gender.
I see.
I see.
I see.
I see. Well, cool. Let's.
Well, the craziest excuse that I think I've ever gotten from a student
Yeah.
was probably the one that to get out of, I think it was getting out of writing like a self-reflection paper on one of the speeches that they had to do.
Yeah.
It was
Lauren teaches public speaking.
I did. I don't currently, but I did teach collegiate level public speaking, which was technically it was like a freshman level course, but I would get students of all levels taking it, but majority freshmen. But I did have this one person to try and get out of writing the self-reflection essay. They claimed that they had dropped their computer from a 2-story building and then sent me a photo, which I'm pretty sure they Googled smashed computer and sent me the first picture that popped up on Google Images and was like, here's my proof.
Wow.
So
that's pretty bad. That's a good idea. If you're a student out there and you want to get out of doing your paper, just say, hey, I accidentally dropped my computer.
I accidentally dropped my computer from a 2-story building. As one does.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah.
Should have went with the sugar daddy excuse.
Yeah, if they had told me that they couldn't complete it because it was taking time away from their sugar daddy services, I would have been understanding.
You know what we didn't say about this video is how great the judges thing was like, okay, we'll come back to you. It's like, I don't have time for this. What in the world?
That's the ultimate teacher move of like, this person is being a lunatic and we're not going to acknowledge it.
Not only that, you need some time to think about what you said. Let me give you some examples of what other people are saying so that we can come back to you. All right, we'll come back to you. We'll give you some time to think straight.
If you want to sit there and reflect on the stupidity that just left your mouth, we'll return when you're ready.
Yeah. We'll come back to you once you're a little smarter. Ugh.
Yeah.
Well, sorry. I got to clear my throat. Damn. Let's move on to the next thing here because
let's do it.
You shared this commercial with me and I found it to be very inspirational.
Yes.
And I found it to be, it just touched my heart.
Good.
And here's the thing about commercials lately. It's like commercials, it'll play a commercial and there's like a product that they want you to buy and they're trying to like convince you to buy the product. The thing about this commercial is it's a little less about the product and more about the message. And and you know what? That's not selling out. That's cool.
It is cool. It's cool because the message is not related to the product either.
At all. And so the advertisement, if you will, isn't even fulfilling its purpose, which is cool.
It is cool. It's the coolest.
Let's check this out real quick. Oh boy. All right, here we go. 4.9 million views. We might be late to the party on this one. I think everyone might have seen this. we get what, like 10 viewers on our podcast.
Working Crass podcast for all the people still under the rock.
All right. Hopefully you have not seen this. Let's I'm going to try to see if we can go through the whole thing and then we'll talk about it after. Well, sometimes we actually have to pause for stuff because it'll give us a copyright warning. So let's see where we'll just play and see what happens.
都是一家人，你们绕过半个地球来着。
All right, I'm going to pause right here for the listeners. For the listeners, they might not know what the fuck is going on here. So I'm gonna rewind and I'll read the subtitles as they show up here.
Because it's a for the audio listener, this is a Chinese a family that's being shown in this commercial.
There we go. Chinese family being shown in this commercial.
我们都是
We are all one
一家
family.
人。你们绕过
I know you
半
came
个地
halfway
球来
around the
着，
world
就是想
so we can have a
给
better
我们
life.
更好的生活。可是我是
But I am ...
And the paper says, And you
Gay.
can't read anything else but gay.
Yes. So he's obviously reading over, his notes here, and
This
the paper
is-
says gay, even though he's not speaking English at all. I guess he's writing the paper in English.
No, I think he's writing the paper entirely in Chinese, but I believe China does not have a character for gay.
Everything is written in Chinese symbols except the word gay.
Yeah, gay is not allowed in the Chinese syllabary.
Okay,
Is that
so
what it's called? The symbol library? I don't know. I made that up.
so far, seems like son coming out to his family is gay, which touching. Great. Yeah, let's keep going.
It's making me hungry.
Oh, his foot is tapping. He's nervous. His mom calms him
可
down.
是
But
我
I
I
love you.
They're looking at each other.
Love.
爱
Love?
我爱你。
I love you.
I think you're ready.
Okay, that's in English. The
The
doorbell
has
rings.
wrong.
Everyone stands up. They eat some Oreos.
Well, one person shoves an Oreo in
And
their
you,
face.
are you ready? The mom nods. The son looks back. He goes to answer the door. His notes sit on the table, the ones that he's written out to come out as gay. He looks down, he looks over the notes one more time. The note says, "She might be my mother, but you are my son." Is that what it said?
Mm-hmm. His grandma's coming over. Grandma and grandpa are coming over.
Oh, so the mom is showing her support as grandma and grandpa come over.
Because this guy is going to come out to grandma and grandpa.
I see. Okay, and very touching, very sweet. He takes a deep breath, and I can tell he's ready. He's ready. He's ready to come out to his grandparents. Coming out doesn't just happen once. Oreo, be a lifelong ally. Oreo.com/pride. So, you're right. I'm hungry too. I'm hungry for
I'm
some
hungry.
goddamn Oreos.
I'm hungry.
So what the fuck is this?
I mean, I believe it's a beautiful short film about how one has to come out not just to one's immediate family, but also one's extended family. So it's a continuous conversation. And sometimes Oreos just happen to be on your table when you're having that conversation, but in no way does coming out need to involve Oreos. And Oreo just decided, you know what? We'll just use the short film because it happened to have a package of Oreos in it.
Look, it's a touching short film. I'll tell you that. Okay, it was well shot. It had great little moments.
Lots of like up close eyeballs.
Great cinematography.
Where the camera like zooms in on the eyes where they look pensive.
Well, I love how they use his notes that he's writing as like a storytelling device, right? And so you kind of can see like what he's written in it, and it builds up the tension as opposed to just listening to all the dialogue and everything. And I think this would be great for a short film. Now, how effective is it as an Oreo cookie commercial? And here's the tweet that accompanied it. Coming out doesn't happen just once. It's a journey that needs love and courage every step of the way. Share our new film and let someone know you're their #lifelong ally. This is corporate pride at its finest. Look, I support gay rights. I don't care what you do with your life. If you're gay, that's great. If you're straight, that's great. Oreo does not give a shit whether you're gay, straight, or coming out to your family. This is because we all like to share schmaltzy little stories and we all like to pretend like in 2022 gays are hung in the street because that is what we like to pretend, that gays are the people that have it the absolute hardest today. Harder than when I was a kid, when they weren't even allowed to get married. They have it harder now, Lauren. They have it harder now. And it's these touching messages that are going to help sell those Oreo cookies, right? It's corporate pride. They don't care about if you're gay and you're listening to this. First of all, congratulations. Second of all, I hope you have a sugar daddy, because you could be making lots of money. If you're gay and listening to this and you don't have a sugar daddy, what the fuck are you doing?
Yes.
The fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
The fuck you're doing? I'm straight and I'd have a sugar daddy.
Or at least get a sugar glider.
But listen, it's corporate pride. It's not pride. It has nothing to do with you being gay. It has nothing to do with gay rights. It has 100% to do with, we would like to tug at your heartstrings for a moment so that you'll think of Oreo cookie as a positive company.
Yeah.
We're your ally. Oreo could, hypothetically, be mass murdering gays. I'm just hypothetically. Oreo could, at their Oreo factory, wherever the hell that is, could have a conveyor belt of gay people that they are just mass murdering. And
well, where do you think they get the cream for the filling?
oh my God. That's gay cream.
I mean, I didn't think Oreo needed to have a pride commercial. I just assumed a cream-filled cookie is gay.
They don't have to donate any money to LGBT organizations. They don't have to. They don't even have to participate in a pride march or parade of any sort whatsoever. All they have to do is hire someone to make a gay short film, post it on social media, and tell everyone we're your #lifelong ally. Which, by the way, are you really somebody's ally if you're using it as a hashtag? If you're I'm your ally. I'm your #lifelong ally.
Well, the subtext is, we're your #lifelong ally until being an ally is no longer profitable.
Right. Until #lifelong ally is not trending anymore. Then we could give a shit.
Yeah. Because it's not like Oreo is going to not sell to people who dislike gay people.
That's correct.
They're selling to everybody.
They'll sell to anyone. They'll sell you think Klan members aren't having their rallies with a table full of Oreos? As a matter of fact, let's think of it this way. When you picture somebody who eats a lot of Oreos, do you picture someone who's gay, or do you picture someone who is fat and living in their parents' basement? And well, I guess that they could be gay as well. It doesn't really matter.
So what we've just discovered here is Klan members can be gay. People living in their basements can be gay.
That's right.
Gay people can be gay.
Can be gay, I guess. When I think of a gay person, and maybe this is my problem and I need to, reevaluate myself, I think of a skinny, fit little twink. And I think of somebody who really works on their body and really cares about looking real hot and sexy. Because when I think of gay, I think of fucking all the time. And maybe that's wrong. Although every gay friend I've ever had has pretty much described being gay as just about that. Oh yeah, I fuck all the time. But I guess I just don't picture that person enjoying Oreos too much. Yeah, I don't know. This is very strange. Why does a company have to have
I want to know, are they playing this commercial in China?
Oh, no, not at all. No. And there's Chinese people in the commercial.
Yeah.
No, this would not fly in China. If Dumbledore can't be gay in China,
You think Oreo can?
Oreo absolutely cannot. Look, Dumbledore's the biggest queen in all film history. And they still can't call him gay in China.
What snack food could be gay in China?
Twinkies.
That was too easy.
That was really easy. Yeah. Sorry. You not eat Twinkie. That's gay. No son of mine eats Twinkie. That's gay. No son of mine is gonna be gay and eat a Twinkie. You eat Oreo like a straight boy.
And that was an actual statement from Xi Jinping. Chairman Xi Jinping literally said that.
Yep.
At the last televised meeting of the communist greats of China.
That's correct.
That's what he said. He said, "No son of mine will eat Twinkies because no son of mine will be gay." So get rid of Oreo and Dumbledore and Twinkies.
Wow.
Again, those are the words of Chairman Xi Jinping, not the words of Working Crass Podcast.
Listen. When I say no son of a mine is gonna be a gay, you are going to eat Oreo only. That is not me. That's not Working Grass Podcast.
That's
Xi Jinping. Direct quote. So don't get mad at me. Get mad at Xi. So dumb. Man, I thought I'd have more to say about this, but the thing is like, I mean, I guess the long and short of it is that like the Oreo, the problem, they don't care. If corporations don't care about you.
They don't. They really don't.
They
All
care
they care
about
about money.
Money,
they
baby.
care about the profit line. They do not care about you. They do not care about your values. They're just doing what they think is going to sell. So right now, the popular thing is anything that trends on sort of that woke or left-leaning value side of things.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's popular right now. So they are going to cater their advertising to that because they think it's going to get the most views and they think it's going to return them with the most money in their pockets.
Absolutely. And they're doing it all wrong too, because gay people aren't going to like this commercial. It's boring and cheesy and schmaltzy. If Oreo wanted to do a real gay commercial, it would start with
that entire family would be wearing leather.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
That entire family would be wearing leather. Grandma comes in. She is definitely in like a full leather daddy outfit.
Absolutely. The tagline, instead of whatever it was, "We'll stand with you" or whatever, the tagline would be, "It's Oreo cookies, bitch."
And if you're not eating Oreo, you're straight trash.
Yeah. If it's not Oreo, it's trash. Now that's a gay commercial. That's a gay commercial I want to see.
I would like it if it played just like Rammstein and they're all in leather.
Oh, man.
Everybody looks androgynous. There's definitely somebody in a full gimp suit. Like, that's what I think of.
Are you a dirty boy? You might like Oreos.
Oreo, taste the cream, pig.
Oh, my God. That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Everyone likes Oreos. Daddy likes Oreos. Oh man. Anyway, what are some of the
Eat
like
Oreos or be punished.
so okay, this is a top comment here. So true. Everyone is unique in their own beautiful way. Let's all spread love. Thanks, bestie Oreo. I mean, this person genuinely believes that this next person, this made me tear up. It's a cookie commercial. It's a corporation with so much money.
You don't understand. They're my best friend.
If they thought
Oreo is my best friend, Joshua.
oh my God! If they thought cutting your head off would get them $1 million, they'd do it immediately.
And that person would still comment with, everyone is unique in their own beautiful way. Oreo's my bestie.
Oh man, I love these. What the fuck does this have to do with Oreo? Wow. This great comment. Y'all make cookies. Well, oh man, gays, Asians, and families shockingly eat cookies. Equal representation in advertisements really twists your undies, huh? Ugh. First of all, the snark. This is the key aspect of being on the left. If you want to argue and you're on the left, you better use snark. You better act like you're
as condescending as possible.
As fucking possible.
Act like you know all the answers to the universe, to the mysteries of the universe. You know every single one of those, even if you don't. You act like you know them all.
If you want to be successful on the left, repeat after me. Oh, you poor thing, you.
Oh, does that get your goat? Huh? Huh?
Ugh.
You gotta like make your like nose go up like you're smelling something bad.
Like
and
you're
it's
a who?
It's the smell of somebody who doesn't understand all the things that you know.
Ugh.
Ugh. Ugh. Yeah. That's the smugness.
Equal
the
representation in advertisements. Is this what people have really been fighting for? Disenfranchised groups? Like if you're gay and you're listening to this and maybe you're an activist. I really hope there's no political activists listening to this podcast because they wouldn't like us. But if you're a political activist, are cookie commercials what you're fighting for here? Representation in cookie commercials? Is that what you're looking for? Is it? Let's put it this way. If this was in all, because this person says gays, Asians, and families shockingly eat cookies. Equal representation in advertisements really twist your undies, huh? So, if this was a white heterosexual family and a touching little story about them sitting around the table eating cookies, I still would think that the commercial's gay. Okay, it is. There's no difference. It's not about the cookies or how the cookies taste. So I don't know.
It's like you can still have gays, Asians, and families eating cookies, but the message should be about the cookies and not about the gayness and Asianness of the family.
That's correct.
Because then you're not selling the cookies, you're trying to sell the family.
That's correct. Yeah. Or the gayness. Oreo, are you even trying to sell cookies anymore, or are you just trying to sell gayness? Oh man. Look, I think it's a stupid commercial, but
Me too.
that doesn't make me the right-wing conservative Christian guy watching the commercial going like, "Oh, this is gay." Like, no. And here's the thing is, if anybody who pushes back on this and is like, oh, like, come on, it's a cookie commercial, this is stupid. They're assumed to be like, oh, so you're against gay marriage, huh?
No.
It's a
No.
dumb commercial.
No.
It's weird how the internet creates these binaries like this too. So now it's like, this is our commercial now, the Oreo commercial. If you don't like it, you must be a homophobe. It's like, well, what if the commercial sucks dick?
Yeah, what if the commercial sucks fat donkey chode? I think we have a right to say we don't like it.
Yeah. Well, it just makes it gay. If it sucks dick.
Honestly, if it sucked fat donkey chode,
Yeah.
that might make it a little better.
I'll be honest, if this commercial sucked a dick, it would be a little less gay than the commercial is now. All right. All right, we're going to move on here. Speaking of the left wing making crazy arguments here. But before we do that, I do want to say, if you enjoyed our podcast, please go follow us on Instagram at Working Crass Pod. We are also on TikTok now at Working Crass Pod. We have a YouTube channel, so if you're watching this on YouTube, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Click the notification bell; it really mean a lot to us. If you're listening on Spotify or whatever, please favorite the podcast, give us a rating on iTunes. However you listen to the podcast, please help engage with us. It helps us grow, and we're trying to grow.
And we're trying to get sugar daddies, so.
We really need a sugar daddy. So if you're a sugar daddy, definitely reach out to us. DM me on Working Crass Pod.
Also, Oreo, if you want to sponsor us.
Look, we can gay it up real quick for you, Oreo.
Yeah, we'll do whatever you want.
Yeah.
We will sell out fast.
Look, I'll change my whole tune on this Oreo commercial if you just reach out to us, Oreo.
Look, Oreo, if you want us to shill for you, we'll do it.
All right, cool. Here's the last thing we have here. And that is, this was big today. This was like a big story I was seeing everywhere today. Meet the woman behind the libs of... I'm sorry. Let me start over here because I am already mistaking what I'm reading here. All right. Meet the woman behind libs of TikTok, secretly fueling the right's outrage machine. So already, now we've talked about libs of TikTok on our show. We've watched a couple videos, and we were saying, if you end up on libs of TikTok, you've done something wrong, or you're doing something insane.
Yeah, you've probably taken things a smidge too far.
But for those of you who don't know what libs of TikTok is, it's simply an account that reposts TikTok content from liberal-minded people. So
and it doesn't edit them. It doesn't.
That's correct.
Like, it doesn't give opinions about those.
They have captions on their videos.
Oh, they have captions?
So
okay. Never mind. I take that back.
They do give their opinions on it, but to be fair, the videos that they're posting are the full TikTok videos of these of the whoever they're sharing it with.
Gotcha.
So it really is liberals of TikTok by their own words and actions. And now libs of TikTok is a right-wing outrage machine. And here's how the right wing creates the outrage: by showing people the words and actions of people on the left. How dare they share what we're saying and doing? A popular Twitter account has morphed into a social media phenomenon, spreading anti-LGBTQ sentiment and shaping public discourse. So, simply sharing what you're saying and doing makes it somehow anti-LGBTQ and shapes public discourse. So here's what you get, and this is just great because they always have to throw Joe Rogan in with like right-wing Fox News hosts, which is insane to me.
Yeah, the biggest Bernie supporter.
I know. It's so weird. They really want him to be like this right-wing guy, and he's not. And here's the bad thing is like I for a long time felt like I was way more left-leaning and and now I feel politically homeless.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that would make me, that kind of stuff makes me walk away from left-wing politics. And I would be, if it wasn't for that kind of stuff, like calling people right-wing when they're clearly not, I'd be going to voting booths and voting for left-wing politicians. You could easily win elections and not have so many people hate you if you just stop lying.
Yeah. Well, it's like the left has become very monotheistic, where if you are, not fully in line with every dogmatic point that they're making, then you are exiled from the community. You're excommunicated, you're cut off, and then you're immediately associated with the opposition.
Right.
Even if you don't identify that for yourself.
And this is the worst example of that, right? Because now it's just sorry, it's just an account that shares the videos of left-leaning people. And that's all they do. And that's right wing.
Yeah, and to be fair, I don't think that people think that all liberal-minded people or all left-leaning people think exactly like the people in these videos. I think there's an understanding that these are the craziest of those ideas.
Absolutely.
But it's this is what can happen if you let certain ideas go too far.
Look, we live in Chicago, Illinois. We're surrounded by left-leaning people. And I work with left-leaning people, and we did comedy here. There's not a lot of right-wingers here. But I know when I watch these, it's just the extreme of the left.
Yeah.
And that's a thing that everyone gets wrong. That is a really big problem actually, is that, you see the left only wants to share the worst of the right? So you'll see videos of crazy evangelical
people,
yeah.
Or you'll see they'll find the craziest person at the Trump rally who will say the most outlandish thing
or
to get the soundbite.
Klan members will support Trump, and then it's all Trump members are racist then because they don't denounce the Klan members. And it's where's the left denouncing these insane people? Where's the left denouncing people who are standing up for their right to talk to kindergartners about genitals?
Yeah, you're right about that.
It's and then so the left expects, okay, so if you don't, the left expects this of the right? The left says, on the right, you have these extremists, and they don't call them out. And so, therefore, they don't call out the Nazis. They're Nazi adjacent. And that's just as bad. And so they'll even acknowledge, yeah, that's the worst of your side, but you don't call them out. And so that makes you just as bad. But do we ever call out on the left? Do people on the left ever call out their own worst aspects? Sometimes they do, and people that do, I think, are more successful.
Well, they call out anybody who's not left-leaning enough.
Exactly, that's correct.
That's more what they call out.
The establishment left will only call out people who are not left enough, and they will not call out.
You didn't get in line with every single thing on our laundry list of talking points, so you're out.
They'll actually call out other left-leaning people who call out the extremists on their own side.
Yeah.
Bill Maher is fucking hated by left-leaning people.
Yeah.
Because and he's the most left-leaning person and
super lefty.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But he calls it out on his side. And that's so strange to me because that's the best weapon you have. For me, it's when I see that, I don't know. I'm okay. Well, maybe there's hope or a chance for democratic politics, and maybe there's some kind of hope because they're calling out the issues on their side, and then everyone else on the left goes no, that person's a Nazi. Don't talk bad about our side. It's okay. Well, if there can be no criticism of my side, then you're corrupt.
Yeah, or at least if there can't be any criticism of your side, then you're not having free and open discourse, and that isn't going to do you any favors. It's just going to drive people away because they're going to feel like they can't talk about things.
Absolutely. I won't go through a lot of this, but we'll start it here. On March 8th, a Twitter account called Libs of TikTok posted a video of a woman teaching sex ed to children in Kentucky, calling the woman in the video a predator. The next evening, the same clip was featured on Laura Ingram's Fox News program.
Wait. Is this the thing in Kentucky? Is this the Sexy Sex Ed summer camp?
Oh, maybe. Maybe it was the Sexy Sex Ed summer camp. Anyway, the next evening, the same clip was featured on Laura Ingram's Fox News program, prompting the host to ask, when did our public schools, any schools, become what are essentially grooming centers for gender identity radicals? Libs of TikTok reposts a steady stream of TikTok videos and social media of hosts, primarily from LGBTQ plus people, often including incendiary framing designed to generate outrage. Look, if your video is you talking to children about sex, and they're not like children who are puberty age, which makes sense. Like most of us can get behind like sex ed for children who are going through puberty. This has gotta be.
We can get behind age appropriate lessons.
Age appropriate sexual education makes sense, and most of us can get behind it. But that's not what this is. This is completely inappropriate sexual education. And then it's like, and the right is showing people to generate outrage. It's like, no, you posted it. Like, they're just sharing it, right? How is the right framing it to generate outrage?
Well, I mean, the videos do generate outrage.
Yes, but the original video generated outrage, which is why it became quality content for Libs of TikTok.
But I guess the question is, would the original video have seen the light of day if Libs of TikTok didn't share it? Or would it, just disappear into the ethers of the internet? Well,
no, it would bounce back around in their own bubble, right? And so you have a left-leaning person who wants to talk to 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds about how to have anal sex, and then and then in their left-wing bubble they go, oh, this is great, oh, I love this, oh, thanks for doing this is exactly what we need, these kids need to start fucking each other in the ass, and then they don't get anything else. And whereas people on the right are very against grooming in schools to a fault. Like sometimes they call things grooming that aren't grooming, just people want to teach sex ed and they go overboard with calling them groomers, but they share it on their side in their bubble. Yeah. And then that generates outrage, but we shouldn't have bubbles. That's why it generates outrage, is because we have a bubble. And so you have your left wing bubble, you have your right wing bubble. If I could take the thing that you're doing and easily generate outrage, then maybe what you're doing is outrageous, and your group has some kind of what's the word? Inability to detect how outrageous it is that you're behaving, right?
You need checks and balances.
You need checks and balances.
You need checks and balances to know when you've gone too far.
Yes.
And you're sounding a little bit like a lunatoon.
Exactly.
A Looney Tune. I was about to say lunatic, and then I wanted to say Looney Tune, so it came out Lunatoon.
All right, here we go. So this is really where it gets in. The account has been promoted by podcast host Joe Rogan and has been featured in New York Post, The Federalist, The Post Millennial, and a slew of other right-wing news sites.
So what? That's all I have to say is, So what? Why can't the right talk about those videos? You put them out online into the public sphere. They have a right to talk about them.
It's just he's taking these videos that we posted and then sharing them.
And they are criticizing us and saying mean things.
Yeah.
They're not praising me. They're not affirming everything I did in that video.
Yeah.
Every TikTok video I make should be affirmed at all times.
Right. I just made a video of me, of me showing my students a sex tape I made. And people don't like that?
It's hate. It's hate. We have a plague of hate in this nation, and it's coming towards me and my TikTok video.
So here's where it gets to the God. This really makes me angry. So whoever the person that wrote this article, who by the way is Taylor Lorenz, and this is Washington Post. Begins to kind of dox the person who created the account. Whereas above they mentioned that the account is an anonymous account. Then once they get down here, they actually start to dig into who created it. So they say Chaya Rychik has been working as a real estate salesperson in Brooklyn when in early November she created the account that would eventually become Libs of TikTok. Under her first handle, gives her like Twitter handle, she minimized COVID, cast doubt on the election results, and promoted a dubious story about a child sex trafficking ring. Okay, already, let's stop there. She minimized COVID. Well, in what way? Because COVID was overblown and several major publications have already agreed that we did overreact when it came to COVID. So she minimized COVID. Is that really a crime?
She minimized it on her screen.
Oh,
she
I
had the
see.
news articles out.
Well,
she minimized it when she should have been reading more deeply about it.
Well, that's a no-no. She cast doubt on the election results. Oh, because we know 110% that elections are fair as can be.
Yeah, no shenanigans. No.
There's never any shenanigans in elections. Nobody. And there's never been an article that was published
by Times Magazine about a cabal of institutions working together to ensure the outcome of an election. Never.
Yeah, that's never happened.
Been written.
It's That's correct. And promoted a dubious story about a child sex trafficking ring. Well, was it real or was it fake? And they talked about a child sex trafficking ring. They shared it. It's like, you're not supposed to share and talk about it. You're supposed to let it happen in private. Rychik changed handles, this time going by whatever the other Twitter handle is, and identifying herself publicly as real estate investor in Brooklyn. She began doubling down on election fraud conspiracies using QAnon-related language. Early that December, she joked about launching a clothing line called Voter Fraud is Real. Oh, no, don't launch a clothing line.
Don't launch a clothing line that says things we don't like.
Oh, man. Anyways, turns out that she was at the January 6th, which like everyone was at, I guess. This is like the easiest
long story
thing.
short, she was at the Capitol. She stormed it. She was actually the one in the buffalo hat.
She was the QAnon shaman. Yeah, it just gets worse and worse to the point of like, okay, come on, bullshit. Anyway, so the writer of this article is doxing this girl, right? That's the point of this article at this point. It's several paragraphs on now, and it's just talking about this person's personal life. At this point, it's to go, here's Libs of TikTok. This is what they do. Right-wing people like them, and here's the person that runs it. Let's go after them. Here's their Twitter handle. Here's their old Twitter handle.
And here's a photo evidence of them storming the Capitol. And here's another paragraph written about how they actually invaded Ukraine.
And here's another paragraph written about how they actually smacked Chris Rock at the Oscars. It actually wasn't Will Smith. It was Libs of TikTok.
And they caused the explosion on the Challenger spaceship.
Oh my God. That's funny.
And the Ebola crisis, yeah, they spread it. Basically, anything that's bad that's ever happened can be attributed to this person.
And it actually turns out that libs of TikTok did the Parkland shooting, but they weren't able to come to a conclusion because one of the jury members had to be with her sugar daddy.
And guess who that sugar daddy was?
Libs of TikTok.
So
my
there you
God.
go.
That's funny. So, okay, now here's the best part, because Libs of TikTok came back about this. And they shared a video of the writer of this article. And in this video, she's talking about how the internet is unfair to women. It bullies women. And how doxing women is actually like a really dangerous thing that happens on the internet. So exactly what this woman is doing here is exactly what she's fighting against in this video.
Of course.
So let's check this out real quick.
Of course she is.
Very short. It's only 22 seconds here. Let's see.
You feel like any little piece of information that gets out on you will be used by the worst people on the internet to destroy your life. And it's so isolating.
And terrifying.
It's horrifying. I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
It's overwhelming. It's really
Hold
hard.
on. Pause that.
You feel like
That was it.
It said cry, bully, sobbing.
Well, I'm assuming Libs of TikTok added that part in. But
And I just thought that was a really funny description.
yeah. So is that not just fucking like people can single you out and be mean to you on the internet? And then she goes, this was a few weeks ago. Then she goes and writes an article singling out another woman. First of all, this is such a fucking woman thing to do.
To fake cry on camera?
That too. No. This whole women have it so hard and we need to stand up for each other. And then a week later,
Except the bitches I don't like.
exactly. This is the most woman thing in the world. Women have it so hard, but fuck that bitch.
Mm-hmm.
It's oh
Yes.
God. The you know what? What? I'm gonna say it right now. The sex of backstabbers is women. I don't want to be the misogynist fucking podcast here, and we can't be because we have a woman on this podcast.
That is
we are
true.
50-50.
That
It's
is true.
impossible to be a misogynist
But
podcast.
it's also-
so I can say it. Fuck women.
Well, I would just like to say that you didn't actually say that. That was something that Xi Jinping said.
That's correct.
That was a direct quote.
It is not Working Crass podcast. Xi Jinping did say, "Fuck a women."
Yes. And that women are the sex of backstabbers. I believe that is also a direct Xi Jinping quote.
To be fair, the quote was, "Fuck a women because anything else is gay, like an Oreo." We do not like a gay.
I will say, in my experience, one of the things that I often find, especially in like those sort of all-female like group forums, is there is a lot of sort of calls for being each other's support system, being each other's allies, being, we have to be there for each other, except the minute that you disagree with something somebody else in the group thinks, or the minute that you just don't want to participate in something, they will not offer you that same support. And it is irritating, but I guess because maybe I just don't care enough about the support that I'm just like, whatever. It doesn't really bother me all that much. I find it more interesting from a perspective of like, oh, that's ironic that this occurs. But I'm not necessarily that emotionally affected by it, I guess.
Yeah. It's just, It is strange. So do you feel like the women who are more likely to say that we need to stand up for women are also the ones that are more likely to backstab other women?
Well, it's because they're leaving out a key part of what they actually mean. It's we need to stand up for women that I agree with.
Yep.
It's not all women. It's simply a small group of women who share the same opinions and thoughts and feelings as I do.
Yeah.
That's how all of those people operate. And really, it's not just that can be for any group where stuff like that gets said.
Yeah,
I think.
absolutely. Oh, every group where stuff like that gets said, for sure. Because I mean, there's so many, you can hear so many stories from gay people who say, yeah, I'm gay and I'm proud to be gay, but like everyone that I, know in the activist LGBT community, like,
but I'm not
hates me and I don't want anything to do with that,
Yeah, it's like I'm gay and I'm proud to be gay and I love the gay community, but I'm not on board with little kids doing, drag shows at nightclubs.
Yeah.
Because it makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then they're cast out.
Well, and then it's the same as the, as the people who can say like, oh, Black Lives Matter, and then turn around and call a black person a coon because they are, they have right-leaning politics.
Yeah.
And it's like, that those two beliefs don't merge together well.
Yeah. But it's also like, I will say, if you go to, because it's not just all on the left necessarily. I think similar things on the right too, where, if you aren't, all on board with all things on the conservative agenda, then you aren't really embraced by the full group. You're still, cast to the fringes.
Oh, go to any conservative group and be like, yeah, no, I agree with you with everything. Abortion, I can budge a little bit on. They're like, oh, so you murder children? You're fucking out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that's why
it's a tribal thing.
Yeah,
it's like it's this team versus that team.
Yeah, and it can happen for any group around a particular identity or a particular field of interest, or
this is why
it's just whatever little grouping that you find yourself in, this kind of mentality can take place.
Yeah. Well, I always feel very wary about talking about like left versus right stuff because I don't want to be arbitrarily put in a box or put in like so you're criticizing the left, so you must be a right-wing person. Oh, you're criticizing the right, so you must be a left-wing person. I don't like that. I feel politically homeless. I don't feel like I belong anywhere in any political party. Maybe libertarian, but even then they have their problems too. Yeah. And
I don't feel like I belong anywhere except in the loving embrace of a warm sugar daddy.
But here's where
I'm just kidding. Please, if you're a sugar daddy, do not contact me.
You can contact me at Working Crass Pod on Instagram. No, but here's where I feel okay talking about left and right stuff is that when you really get down to it, like let's talk about like the issue of, let's say, race in America and like racism in America. Mm-hmm. You have a side that says, okay, Black Lives Matter, and that should be a very uniting cause for all Black people, right? Mm-hmm. To be able to then turn around to fellow Black people who might be on the right and slightly disagree with your ideologies and call them the very names that you claim to be hate speech coming from other people just shows me that it's not about race. It has nothing to do with black and white, and it has everything to do with right and left. And that's where I feel okay actually talking about like the differences between right and left is because the gay rights, the any of these issues, it comes down to left and right. It actually does not come down to race, white versus black, gay versus straight, trans versus cis. It comes down to right versus left. Always.
It comes down to sugar daddy versus sugar baby. That's the only dichotomy that matters.
Sugar baby would never go against sugar daddy. That's a symbiotic relationship you're talking about. Sugar baby's always there for sugar daddy. What are you talking about? Never verses. My sugar daddy treats me good. No verses, only kisses. Oh, boy. Man. Well, what do you think? You think we're done? We've gotten pretty far.
Yeah, I think we can wrap up with what we've learned for today.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is episode 9. We got next one will be episode 10. So because we're about to start a new century of Working Crass podcast, what do you think we could do better? This is a tough question. I'm asking you on the air.
Oh, you're asking me. I thought you were posing that question to the listener.
I don't give a shit what the listeners think we could do better.
I thought you were fielding advice from the listeners. Like, what can we do better to make your experience better?
No, I would never do that.
And I was about to say what we can do better is not take advice from our listeners on what we could do better.
Absolutely never. Here's the thing. I hope that all of our listeners know we could care less what you think about us. We do want you to like and enjoy the podcast. We're doing it so that you can enjoy it. But if you don't, who gives a shit? And I hope that's what you come to us for, is that honesty.
Yeah, that's really our main message. Is we don't really care what you think.
Give a shit what you think.
If you don't like us, go watch Old Enough.
We're here for the people that like it. That's why we're doing it, for the people that like it. If you don't like it, fuck off. No, Lauren, what do you think we could do better next time? In the next century of Working Crass podcast.
In the next century of Working Crass podcast, what could we do better? That's a great question.
Yeah.
As you can tell, I'm stalling for time.
Yeah. So, and the podcast is called Working Crass Podcast, okay? And what you're asking is, what can we do better?
I guess I could work on being able to answer questions in a more timely manner. More succinctly, more timely, more efficiently.
Nice.
I will try and not stall when asked a question.
Thank you. I'd appreciate that if you could do that. I think it'd be a better show in the next century if that's what you can start doing.
I'll start.
Okay. I would like to see more titties. Okay? Now, this podcast has not had a lot of nudity. It has not had any intercourse close up. It's not. I haven't seen anything, and I'm not talking to us. I'm talking to just anything.
Oh, you mean you want to find stories with nudity?
No. Talking, I want to bring some people in here, have them fuck on the couch. Set up the cameras. We release that as Working Crass Podcast.
We sit in between them.
Yeah. Now, how's about that? Now, that's an idea. We sit here. We sit in between them. They can't have intercourse if we sit in between them. They sit in between us.
Reaching over us.
That's kind of cool.
We're sitting here doing our thing, but they're,
That's great. That's absolutely great. That's a great idea for a podcast. You have to do a great, funny comedy podcast, and you can't be fazed by the couple that's trying to fuck around you during the podcast.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
It's a game show idea.
It is a gay show idea.
I said game show.
Well, what did you learn?
I learned that Chairman Xi Jinping has said a lot of things that Working Crass Podcast does not support in any way.
Absolutely.
And if Oreo would like to sponsor us, we are here. Or if any other cookie brands out there feel like we're a good fit for them, we will sell the heck out of your little cookies. That's what I learned.
I learned that the best way to support women who are suffering from online bullying is by finding one of them and putting their name out there for everyone to see, finding every bad thing they've ever done or said, and compiling it into an article, and basically telling my followers, go get them. That's a good way to support women.
Yeah.
And I learned that from the Taylor Lorenz herself.
From
Now,
the
question, was
true-
that fake crying? It really seemed like fake
yes.
crying.
I mean, I think so. It did not look or sound sincere in any way. It sounded very forced and stiff
Oh, man.
and unnatural. And also, I don't think any. I don't know. I'm going to stop. I don't know. But to me, no, fake.
Very, very fake. Well, that's all.
This is fake news.
Well, folks, you can go back to playing Tiddlywinks now. The podcast is over.
Podcast is over.
Go follow @WorkingCrassPod on Instagram and go follow Libs of TikTok.
And go watch Old Enough on Netflix.
Goodbye.
Bye.